did something brave this week. That's right. I put on my big boy pants and I deleted TikTok off my phone. I know, big deal. But I just turned 28 and I figured it's time to start doing adult things, like stretching and focusing on how to solve global issues I have no control over. And one global issue in particular that bothers me is social media, specifically with the release of the new social media app, Threads. And if you haven't heard of it, you're probably European because you guys don't have it yet, much like air conditioning for whatever reason. Threads is basically posturing itself as nice Twitter, or at least a less angry Twitter. They're not trying to replace Twitter, according to some executives, which I don't believe at all, but they want to be a less angry place where you can share your thoughts in a micro-blogging format. And that call to action seems to be working because within 5 days of the app's release, they crossed 100 million users, which is insane because the next fastest company to do that was ChatGPT in 20 days. That's crazy. 5 days is crazy. But they kind of cheated. Is it actually impressive? I don't know. The only way you can actually sign up for Threads is if you have an Instagram account. And over 2 billion people have an Instagram account they use. And it's a one-click option. So basically, if you have an Instagram, it's like, do you want a Threads? And you're like, yep, and that's it. Will those people from Instagram continue to use Threads in a month, in 6 months, in a year? I don't know. Time will tell. The sign-up process was very easy, which is good for them, but also might inflate their early success story. For me personally, I've been using Threads because it kind of feels like an alt Twitter account. It's just less pressure. I don't have to worry about whatever I post. I posted about how I peed in a bottle and I ran into the head of YouTube gaming, which is a true thing that I wouldn't tweet about because I usually just tweet about like events or things that, I know will get likes because I'm a creator and my mind is rotted by social media. And on this, it's like Facebook in 2013. I don't give a shit. I'm just posting what's happening in my day. And it seems as though this did not come at a coincidental time. All right. Twitter has not exactly been doing great over the past 6 months. They've been in a lot of controversy. They had that day where the entire website didn't work because rate limits, whole bunch of other shit that make Twitter a bad experience. But it's not just anecdotal. We can look at the data. Cloudflare reports what the biggest websites are in the world, and Twitter in January was ranked 32nd just based off traffic. And now they're 39th, which is a bit of a drop. Is that why Zuck decided to make it at the time he did? I don't actually think so. I mean, this drop might look bad. Maybe you could draw some conclusions from that, but I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. I think Twitter's failures aren't just related to Elon Musk. They go a lot longer back than that. Zuck believes that there's going to be a public conversations app or a microblogging app that has over 1 billion users, which I think so too. I believe that. I think there's space for it. And although Twitter might seem like a big deal if you live in one of these countries, it's kind of a small dog in the social media landscape. I mean, if you look at like the biggest personal social network, it's Facebook with 3 billion users. The biggest video app has 2.5 billion users. The biggest messenger app has 2 billion users. The biggest photo sharing app has 2 billion users as well. Twitter's all the way down here with 500 million users. So to me, it does seem like there is a place for an app that's a microblogging app to have over 1 billion monthly active users. It just seems like that is a value to society and that people would want that. It's just that Twitter hasn't capitalized. And so Meta is putting their hat in the ring. And they seem like the most likely person to break 1 billion as opposed to Blue Skies, Mastodons, and Truth Socials, which are kind of like parties you show up 3 hours before they start, and that shit lame. It's a kickback. Stop calling it a party. And Elon Musk is not happy about the move that Meta has made. He's kind of fuming on Twitter right now. He's already asked Zuck for a cage match, and then also asked him to compare dick sizes while calling him a cuck, which is a breakdown that I would expect a YouTuber to have. And he followed that all up by threatening to sue Meta for stealing their trade secrets. He even called Meta a cheater. I mean, he kind of subtweeted a little bit, but he tweeted out, competition is fine, cheating is not, the same day that they sent the letter out for this. So I don't know. It seems like Elon Musk is worried about the potential success of Threads. And what is Twitter's response to all this? They're just doubling down. They're doubling down on the exact same thing Elon has been doing this whole time, which is free speech, the town square. Say what you want on here. Be yourself. And being yourself right now is getting a blue check and then trying to shill crypto with your body, I guess. But be yourself on Twitter. Do whatever you want to do. And I don't know, maybe that'll work, but it doesn't seem like it's working. It doesn't seem like Twitter is growing. And now it's up to users to make a choice. The thing that drives my social media actions, and I assume yours as well, is FOMO. Is everybody on Threads? Are they doing a bunch of cool shit over there? If that's the case, then I kind of want to go. There's a reason that I haven't downloaded Mastodon or Truth Social or Blue Sky. It's because nobody's there. It's been said many times, but it's like going to a party 4 hours before it starts. You're sitting there beer in hand at a kickback with somebody you don't know that well. It's kind of awkward and I want to leave. But if it's a party over there, well, then don't go. And right now, it's the first wave of people sussing out Threads to see if it is a party worth going to. And by a party, I mean if it is worth joining your doom scrolling session where you waste most of your day. The people that will actually make Threads worth going to are people like you and people like me, because we are the ones that make content for social media apps. That's how it works. Meta's not making the content. They just make infrastructure for our content to live. And if we make the content good enough on Threads for all of us to enjoy, then we will probably want to hang out with each other on Threads. So we will see. Time will tell if they do well enough in infrastructure and they do well enough in call to actions that it feels like a party and we're making the party fun enough that we want to stick around. And on one hand, I kind of like the idea of a not so mean Twitter. I really like Twitter. It's my most used social media app, but there's a lot of problems with it. The most important one to me is Twitter Blue. I don't give a shit that Elon Musk is trying to make money. I just care that Twitter Blue comments are pushed to the top. It kind of feels like browsing Reddit, but all the comments are filtered by Reddit Gold instead of what's the most upvoted. That would make it a miserable experience. I don't want to pay to win. I want somebody who says something smart that everybody else agrees with so I can feel smart when I read it. That's the whole point, I feel like, of commenting and replying in an entire public town discourse. It also feels like most of Twitter's interactions are based around, quote, retweets, which instead of having a conversation with somebody, it's like saying, hey, look, guys, look at this big fucking dumb idiot. Anyway, here's what I think about this idiot. Do you agree? Which just creates more toxicity and division. And then the final thing that I used to think Twitter was valuable for, and I would delude myself into thinking I was not wasting my time, is news. Yeah, it is true that the trending section can keep you hip to things happening around the world, but does it actually matter? Is it helpful to me? Does it matter that I've learned about a submersible and how that shit implodes? Does it matter that I know about Jonah Hill's private text conversations? Should I care that Tucker Carlson interviewed Andrew Tate? Doesn't change what I'm going to do today. Doesn't change what I'm going to do this week, this month, this year. All it does is distract my mind from the things I should actually be worried or care about. My local community, all right? The people around my life who I love. My audience who watches. Those are things that are more important than worrying about things that I cannot control. If you click this video wondering if you should even try out Threads, you should realize your attention is a commodity, and these billionaires are at war for it. I'm a part of this problem. My entire job is to keep you on this website longer, and I'd like to think that sometimes I give you points that you can resonate with or insights that are valuable to your life. But that's not always the case. Most of the time, that's not the case. Sometimes I make videos about huge e-girl drama, stuff I have to explain the context of for you to even pretend to care about for 10 minutes and then forget about the next day. And I make these videos because I'm incentivized by YouTube. It's become a game. I need to get a 1 of 10. I need to get the most people watching my videos for the longest amount of time possible. And if I do, then I make Big Papa YouTube more money and they'll break me off a bigger piece of the pie. But I don't want to just be another distraction in the amusement to death we are all suffering from, now with another player in the game like Threads. And I know I can be a cool distraction. I'm a part of a lot of your morning routines. I'm in your lunch break right now. Maybe I'm on your TV with some family or friends or loved ones around the room. That's cool. I like doing that. But I'd like to do it in a way where the things I say matter more the next day, the next week, and the next month. I don't want to just be 10 minutes of another thing you are watching that you'll forget about and you doom scroll away the rest of your life. I want the time that I steal from you to be more valuable. And right now, I'm just a self-aware hypocrite who's not doing that. So let's answer the big question. Should you even be using Threads? Well, Threads right now is in a honeymoon phase where they don't care about making money. They just care about getting as many people on the website as possible, which makes it a pretty cool product to use. They don't have any of the problems I listed with Twitter. There's no trending page. They don't have any Twitter Blue issue. There's no real, quote, retweet toxicity. But that could all change. We've seen it so many times where tech companies make an awesome product that everybody loves, only to change and ruin the entire thing when it's their turn to make money. It's happening right now with Twitter, Uber, Reddit, and it will probably happen with Threads at some point. So should you add this to your daily routine only for it to be ruined in a year? I don't know. It's your call to make. But I'm not going to be the one to tell you to use Threads. I don't feel comfortable telling you to take a bet on a guy whose social media site can turn your suburban mother into a cult follower, like with QAnon and Facebook. I don't feel comfortable telling you to take a bet on a guy whose social media site is in part the cause of the Rohingya genocide, something that Meta admitted they did not do enough to stop sowing hatred against the Rohingya people. I do not feel comfortable telling you to take a bet on a guy who can go behind your back and sell all of your information to influence the outcome of an election, only for their punishment to be a fine. $725 million? Yeah, it's a lot of money. They also spent $36 billion on the metaverse. So it doesn't feel like they have a shortage of money to burn. To me, it feels kind of weird that a company can just break the law and pay a penalty to continue breaking the law. And I don't know if I want to tell you to use the app of the guys who can do that. And just a little food for thought, Meta products are being used by over 3.7 billion people worldwide. All right, they own Instagram, they own WhatsApp, they own Facebook. And now if they were to own the largest social microblogging site in the world, and they get another billion people there, that would be over half the world using Meta products. Over half the world in which we fully rely on Meta's moderation to not cause more genocides or cults or user breaches of data. Look, I have doubts that we should even have social media at all, at least in its current state. But I'm very confident that Twitter or Threads is probably not a valuable part of a daily routine for me or probably most of you guys watching. Anyway, that's all I got. Hopefully this was valuable. See you guys later. Have a good one. Goodbye. See you later. Goodbye. Subscribe now. All right. Did we do good YouTube overlords? Did we get some slop today? Hell yeah. All right, great. See you later. Goodbye now.